Hey, as we get started today, I had to share my t shirt with you. America needs therapy. Amen to that. Do we ever? I hope people are getting help out there. I'm a big advocate for mental health, and I really hope that if you need help, you will seek it out. Hi, my name is Alan. I'm an actor and a writer living in New York City with my husband and our 18-year-old cat. And today I wanted to talk about bad dates. Back in the day, before I was in a committed relationship, I took advantage of the online dating apps that are still kind of prevalent. And I thought I would tell you a few of those stories. One was with a very nice man who was a playwright, so we had a lot in common as far as writing. We chatted online, then we talked on the phone. Everything was going swimmingly, and we had set up a date to go see a Broadway show and have dinner. And we got together on the day, and where all of our conversations in the past had been really great, on our day of the date, all he could do was talk about his ex, a man who had left him and moved to Boston. And I ended up becoming like an armchair therapist for most of the date because it's all he wanted to talk about. And I resigned myself to the fact that this was not a love connection, but he was a nice guy. So I said, "Well, why did you all split up?" And he said, "Well, because my ex wanted to live in Boston and I love New York." And I said, "Well, it sounds like you really still care about him." And he said, "Oh, he's the love of my life. I'll always love him." And I said, "You need to go visit Boston. It's a great city, and I think you could be happy there." Next up was a guy who I only spoke to on the phone. We never met face to face, but during our conversations, he became incredibly possessive and started talking about us and we. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm just getting to know you over the phone. I haven't even, met you face to face. And so I was still pretty bad at making boundaries for myself. So I let this go on for a couple of days. There was a day where I was going to see, again, another Broadway show. I was meeting some friends to see Bernadette Peters in the revival of Gypsy, which I was very excited about. And so I told this guy who loved to text me all day long, as well as call me and talk to me. But I told him, I said, I'm going to the show. I'm going to be out all day. So I'll talk to you later. I kind of pushed it off to the future. I'll let you know how the show was and all that. I tried to keep it casual. When I got out of the show, my cell phone, which I had turned off during the performance, blew up with texts. It was him, probably 12 different texts in the course of whatever 2.5 hour show. How was Bernadette? Was the show great? Oh, did you go to the stage door? Did you get her autograph? What was she like? I want to hear all about the show. Please, you call me as soon as you get this. So I got home. I called him. I said, "Listen, we're looking for two very different things right now." I said, "I'm just looking to meet somebody. I'm not looking to be committed to someone I haven't met yet." And he became very offended. "Well, I'm just trying to make this work with you." And was like, "Well, uh, yeah, I think we're just on different pages." He said, "Well, there's someone else who is very interested in dating me." And I said, "That's fantastic. Go talk to him." In these stories, I seem to be sending guys off to be with other guys because it's not for me. Another guy, we met for coffee and had a very nice time, really nice conversation. He was very normal and chill. And then he called me on the phone and we talked a bit, but we had met face to face, so I knew that there was kind of a chemistry there. And one day I just decided that I was going to call him. And so I called, I think it was a Saturday or Sunday. I know it was over a weekend. And he answered the phone. I said, "Hey, it's Alan. How you doing?" And it was like Jekyll and Hyde. He said, "Why are you calling here?" "Oh, is this a bad time? Because I can call it." "You shouldn't be calling this number." And I'm like, "This is the number that you gave me that belongs to you." "I am with my family right now. I can't have them knowing about this." And I'm thinking, okay, family, parents, or family, you have like a wife and kids. And he flipped out. And so I said, "Well, you're not going to have to worry about that ever again. Bye." Another date was with a very nice Italian man who was a restaurateur. He was opening his own place down in the village. and seemed very accomplished. He was a very successful chef, and we got together for dinner at a place that he recommended. And there, he was a very nice man. There's no real ick factor to this one. It's just that there was no chemistry between us, and but still, he was lovely. He was very nice, and we said our goodbyes. I knew that nothing was going to come of that, but the payoff to the story is that after I met my husband several years later, we're sitting watching Chopped, the competition show on Food Network, and this guy was one of the contestants. And I said, "Oh my God, I went on a date with that guy." And my husband said, "You did not." And I said, "Yes, I did." And this guy, I don't even remember his name, but he ended up winning his episode of Chopped. And then maybe 4 months later, we were sitting watching the same show, and they were doing like an all winners competition. So past winners coming together to compete, and he was on again. So my husband was like, "We're never watching this show again." And I said, "You don't have to worry. It was just one meal. There was no chemistry there. You have nothing to worry about." Anyway, those are my stories for now. I have a whole bunch of others if you want to hear those. Um, we'll see if we can do more of these. But anyway, go out, do something nice for somebody, be kind, and I will see you again on the next one. Thank you for watching as always. And until next time, you have yourself a beautiful day. Bye-bye.